Hey y'all, it's Brandon from Voodoo Forge. You remember when I built the Vise stand a while back and put the little Harbor Freight vise on it and immediately regretted not having a decent vise to put on there? Well, oddly enough, I mentioned to my father, I was like, hey, this thing's cool, but I wish I had a better vise to put on this. And I told him, I said, just keep an eye out. He does auctions and stuff. Keep an eye out if you see something 6 inches or bigger in a bench vise. Well, for Christmas, he got me a 6-inch Craftsman vise. I wasn't planning on a new production vise, but hey, a 6-inch vise is a 6-inch vise. Now, the way that the anvil stand was made, I had to do some modifications. It didn't go exactly as I planned, as apparently most things I planned, but it didn't go exactly as I planned. I ended up having to cut bolts off and weld them in, but anyway, I'll show you what I did to get this thing fit. So this is what is on here. This is a 5-inch Central Forge Harbor Freight brand vise. It'll open to about 5.5, a little over 5, like maybe 5.5 inches. And this thing is not terrible for light use. It's not big enough for what I do. It's not heavy built enough for what I do. But it was a great stopgap until I got a bigger vise. So it is what it is. And there's I got it with a coupon. It was pretty cheap. I can't remember. I'm wanting to say it was less than $40 with the 20% off coupon. It was on sale with a 20% coupon. So there's a man down the road who he's a farmer, and he's a good buddy of ours. He doesn't have a vise right now, so I'm going to give this to him, and he can use it in his little shop, and he'll probably destroy it in no time because he'll do something like hit it with a hammer. One thing, if you want a machinist vise to last longer, don't hit them with a hammer. I know this looks like an anvil, and people will tell you it's an anvil, but this right here, that's not an anvil. Okay, if you've got to put something in a vise and hit it, get a post vise. They're made for that. See the hinges all the way down there, and it's made to take more abuse than a machinist vise. So for what this thing is, it has done remarkably well, but I'm hoping that this does better. This was a Christmas gift, oddly enough. It's a new made Craftsman. It also comes from an Asian country, but it's a 6-inch vise. It opens out to 6 3/4 inches is the furthest it can open out. So it's a lot more versatile. So I'm gonna put it on here. Of course, I'm gonna have to drill some more holes, possibly cut into the back of my post here. I'll burn that bridge when I get to it, but won't get it done talking, will we? Got the nuts off. There we go. This is a good time to show you something. This is the grinder I keep a cutoff wheel on. And before you use something with a cutoff wheel, if you look, this one is damaged. Now it was sitting to where you could barely see it, but before you use a cutoff wheel, go around and make sure it's not damaged. I'm sure that happened with me, dropping it in the box I keep my grinders in. So don't use one like that, because you're asking for fragmentation. These things are dangerous enough without using busted ones. Using the cutoff wheel, so I've got a full face shield and ear protection in. Flat disc, kind of clean it up. Okay, I got her where I want her. Now I'm going to mark my 4 holes with a transfer punch. Okay, I took another center punch and set those a little deeper there. If I remember correctly, this drilled real easy in the drill press. See how it does with a handheld. I know for sure these front holes are going to have to go out to 1/2 inch, so I'm going to go ahead and see how well we do. Well, my little DeWalls I've had for 20 years just won't push it. Okay, what is going on here is this hole is drilling into the edge of this post here. So there's a couple of things I could do. One of them would be cut out the corner of this post and put a bolt in through the plate. Now I knew I was going to have to do something like that on these back holes, but I didn't know so much on the front holes. Another option would be use either all thread or cut the heads off the bolts that I've got and clean the galvanized off and weld those in there. Another option that I've at least passed on these two that I can't do would be to drill a slightly smaller hole than 1/2 inch and tap it. I'm not going to do that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the head off of my bolts and weld them in there. Now I got some 7/16 and some 1/2 inch bolts. Since I'm going to be welding them in, I'm going to use the 7/16 bolts because that'll give me a little bit more meat to weld to, a little more room around there. I hate that, but there's nothing else I can really do. But it'll still be in there and be solid. It just won't be like I planned it. All right. Soaked overnight in vinegar. Got all the galvanized off. Now I'm cutting the heads up. Okay, day 3 of this project. I'm going to attempt to hit these 2 bolts that we cut off from the bottom. Oh, that's very nice. Very nice indeed. Got everything lined up. I didn't video it, I probably should have. There was this back bolt I put in was a little off kilter with everything else. So to straighten that up, all I did was put 2 of the nuts on it and tapped it with a very small ball peen. It didn't take a lot to motivate it into the position to where I could get the vise down on here. But it's on there now. Well, there it is, the 6-inch Craftsman and its new stand. There it is. That should be a lot more handy. I mean, it was already super handy, but it should be even more versatile now. I'm excited about it. So what I've really found that this thing excels at is moving around when I've got something to weld. I can clamp it in there and go with it. I've got vices several places in the shop, but I really like to have the portable vices. Now I've got a post vise and a bench vise that are portable, and I can use them anywhere in the shop. So anyway, I hope y'all got something out of this. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below in the comments. And if you like the video, hit the like button. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please subscribe to the channel. And if you're looking for us on Facebook, Voodoo Forge is the business page, and Voodoo Tennessee is the page that supports the channel. So anyway, y'all behave yourselves. Listen, Anthony, I got your head in a vise. I will squash your head like a grapefruit if you don't give me a name. Don't make me have to do this. Come on, please, don't make me be the bad guy. This guy, 2 days and nights. F me, F my mother. Give me a name. Charlie M. You make me pop the eye out of your head to protect Charlie M. You dumb.
Daddy, what are you doing with my horse?
Playing casino.